Today, while dusting my shelves, I found this notion I somehow missed having in me. Must have been there lying for a while, this notion, and it seemed motionless. I wondered, what's the opinion and direction of this motionless motion? Right hand's position. Without obsession, I put my ear to it and demanded for a confession. Not a big fan of the old news. After a short while of hesitation, what its confession even is, it said without a speck of a shame, no respect. Once I'll have X, I will be able to become Y. I pulled my ear from it and even shocked, not liking one bit the fucker said. As I said, not a fan of once I'll have X, I will be able to become Y. I hate being dependent. And since I hate hating things, I have promptly turned my head, lowered first the eyes, then the amount of the emotion, which I adjusted with some control panel knob. Very reliably, it was that first knob that came under my hand. But hey, I don't make rules, right? And I don't like this notions revelation, and I believe I have maybe been throwing a little while standing there in front of half-dusted off shelf. I may have thrown a little more than dust on the shelf, which I was just recently dusting while unaware of revelations of the notions at that time, seemed uninterested in all of this peddling. And this didn't really cross my mind then, only now when I talk about it. And having all the dust on the shelf so close to my thinking cave, the indifference of the dust startled me, even though I was unconscious of it at the time. All the layers to my thoughts that were growing with a fast pace startled me even more, and so I frowned even more, and my frown, well, startled me with a dot. And when I'm startled, I frown. So with an almost mad frown, I dusted all the dust completely and finally moved on. The notion's revelation must have moved somewhere out of my sight, or I did from its area of effect. Either way, with the almighty wipe across the shelf, I have also lost the notion's revelation from my mental reflector cone. All I was missing at that point was life without a wet dust cloth in my hand. Once this dust cloth will be from my hand, I will be happy. Life so far yet so close, but life in the flat with only half dusted shelves seemed both terrifying and almost like a breathing on my neck, so close it was. And I was not a fan of that too. In fact, I was far from being a fan. This is no Kafka's bullshit. I'm me and no other animal nor object. And so I did what I had to and moved on. Life's plenty long for notions, revelations to be philosophied over. I'm lying down in my bed, trying to lie into me some sense. I have everything, you don't need anything, we have Y at home. Meanwhile, me lying to myself at home. I was tired, as usually people in the evening in a bed are. I want larger flat. I don't want to be lying on this couch. What is the problem? We have couch at home. You are not making sense. Oh yeah, right. Okay, but there's not enough money for a larger flat. We don't need larger flat. Yes, we do need larger and sunnier flat. Okay, I'll sort it out. Once we will be there in a new flat, and sunnier flat, and larger flat, we will be happy. Next morning, properly rested, as usually people are in the morning, I entered the building where lots of money are stored, a full bank of them I'd call. I approach the counter and say, "Hi, I was counting all night. I'm not sure how this is done, dear young lady. I have never done this. Please tell me if I do something wrong. What I would like is to tell you we can do this in a polite way or in a way you could call a robbery. I'd like you to hand me 10 million, preferably euros." She looks at me with those rather large black eyes under those pretty dark bangs. They seem even darker given her pale and fragile nature of her soft skin, which I personally praise so much, and I'm thinking, she seems pretty decent if so spoken. Might invite her later over to my new flat, when I will be happy, and I will be even happier. While I'm thinking all of this, she is visibly looking forwards to put her love for me in. Finally, her soft lips quiver, and with an unexpectedly sharp, but otherwise, I really believe, acutely cute, playful voice, she says, "Get the fuck out of this fucking building, you rotten dirty son of a diseased bitch." Like, holy fuck, bro, what do you expect me to fucking work? Good try on a flashbang here, baby girl. I tactically blink 2 times just to make sure, and in less than a second I respond, "I'm sorry, I'm really asking politely, you know?" To which she breaks, which is followed by her breaking my nose, which is followed by, at this point, broken counter on which 10 million euros are laying. I think of me lying to myself on the couch, and then quickly forget this picture. It being the money, has a pretty large, comically red and pretty useless bow tie, and on it, my name, and a wishing for a nice day. 2 things I like. Pretty money with pretty girls looking at me pretty. Which are 3 things, but having 10 million of anything is pretty forgiving at incorrect counting. I'd then be happy if I had this girl, and I knew how to count. I stick that comical amount of money into my shorts, give her 2-minute French long kiss, for which she thanks me. The smooch went smoothly nice, only one solid nose was involved, and after that she asked me for a handful of happiness. I thought, crazy bitch, where am I supposed to get that, huh? Not a lot of brains in exchange for those eyes, right? But I didn't tell her that. She seemingly forgot her request. Lucky me. What would I otherwise do, right? Then we exchanged 2 words about the weather, and next thing you know, I'm stepping out of the building, which is now 10 million euros short. And in my shorts, a circus. Funnily, like a chimney sweep, black-dressed man with a black helmet and glasses, in a black blouse and black trousers with a lot of pouches and straps and metal pieces here and there, asks me, "Pardon me, sir, did you meet the robber?" And I say no, and he says something along the lines like, "Thank you, dear gentleman, have a nice day, and have your nose fixed, for God's love." By which I grow slightly uncertain whether I did clarify to the nice young lady I gave super long smooch after she broke my nose that I'm asking politely instead of doing a robbery. But the chimney sweep guy is already far behind me, shouting something. I don't understand why he's shouting. Having such a large black piece of metal in his hands, he could easily make his presence known a lot easier than that, I think. Oh god! Hopefully they will get that robber bastard. Later that day, to my very, very unfortunate fact of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, I happened to become an example in a story. The story was even more sadly not about a happy man. Oh no. Instead, the story with all its allegory and symbolism meant to convey the fact that neither money nor property makes people happy. Well, to be honest, it quite shocked me, as the speaker seemed really convinced for this to be true. So much so that he was really convincing me. He was even convincing me, presumably a wealthy man, the owner of 9,999,995 euros. It is almost as being an owner of all the money in the world, you know. 4 euros I spent on the croissant, which surprisingly has awoken a lot of civil unrest at the croissant store. I was told I was being a bourgeois, a gentrificator, and overall a pretty stupid guy, letting those bastards inflate the prices. Like, I don't know, is 4 euros for a croissant that much? Well, either way, croissant or not, I found myself believing that speaker yapping about money not being it, and damning the fortune I got from the pretty lady today. Oh, if I didn't have that money, how lucky and happy I'd be. He's right. All the money in the world owning guy. Oh yeah, all the money in the world owning guy. Oh my god. Poor him. Well, I didn't really finish listening to this surely very wise man, as I had a bus to catch. If they gave out handouts on a receipt for happiness and fulfillment, I must have missed it. What a shame. Now I'm that goofy multimillionaire who is saying sad shit, playing on the world's smallest violin. In a bus, there was this homeless preacher. He was spatting through his disgusting, partly falling out teeth, something about I don't know. I didn't care. I had to get out at the right stop. I was anxious because I would not be happy walking home. I was anxious I wouldn't make it. I was anxious I paid 4 fucking euros for a damn croissant. For 4 euros, I at least expect a croissant. But once I'll get home, oh yeah, I'll be happy. Surely, I will have all this money thing thought out. And so I'm lying in this new flat, happy as hell, thinking how I outsmarted those pests, those beggars. With happiness, I realized I don't know where I put those 9,999,999 euros. For another 5 euros missing, I bought the silence of a certain lady who was singing very obnoxiously in the street. I needed silence so I could think about my happiness, which I was still somehow lacking. Later, at the evening, the girl came over. That girl from the bank to which I gave a super long French smooch, where only one nose was involved due to her lack of manners. I asked her whether she has not seen my money. And she said very politely, something along the lines that, yeah, she has seen them. And I was like, where? And she said, very politely, something along the lines that she has seen them today in a comically large red and useless bow tie. She was right, and I knew it. I then remembered my circus in the shorts and gave that circus a repete. When the girl left, I finally got out of my chair, thinking still about the happiness and how I will once reach it, no matter what all the nice things the girl from a bank had said and done to me. And when I arrived back after a short while to the chair I was sitting at all the time the girl was present, making me happy, I have found all of my multimillionaire 1 euro. Where is the rest of the 999,000? Oh yes, sorry, 9,999,000 and so on euros? I realized I certainly have no clue. And maybe I don't care. And I very obviously don't need it. Croissants costs 4 euros. I have 1. And for my happiness, I need 0. Why would we need anything to become happy? Why is there this implication that some piece is missing and we have to find it, consume it and fit it in order to be happy? The only thing that is important in our life is to be happy and reproduce so we could make more people be able to be happy. I will be happy once I will decide to be happy, not in some uncertain future under uncertain, unclear conditions. Fuck that. I'm a maker of my own peace and happiness. I refuse to not be sovereign, and refuse to be dependent on other unreliable factors, such as other not so happy people. I refuse to accept that I'm missing something, that I'm missing some part. Everything I need, I already have, and it's inside me.